Okay, we are on the second program this evening, Basis 78, Part 15. Um, Mike is sitting in shot, but if he could raise the camera a wee bit, it would be a bit better. This is an exciting time to join this great technology from Mike, and we'll give you to air. Okay, you're on the air, Mike, for your second part.
Great, Miles. Thank you very much. This show is phenomenally exciting because we're talking about the end of duality and the beginning of a dream time that we, as humans, can impose upon planet Earth. We have the technology. This bubble technology does that. It's already doing it. Yeah?
Now,
And that's how we know.
I've in the description just to let people know you can find this on your academia site, can't we? All this stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's 3 essays there that explain the bubble technology. Euphoria conferred to yours. Well, you look at any of them; they all dovetail to one another.
Good.
Um, but the duality is huge. What's happening is we have a farmer in the Mojave Desert north of Los Angeles, up on a mountain, and he had been spreading orgone around the valley anyway. And then we came and gave him this bubble technology. And because he had so much orgone around, it's gone into vision distortions. It's so powerful, he can't get within 30 feet of it because the energy is so powerful on his body. Well, he can obviously go right up to it, but the minute he gets within 30 feet, it's very, very powerful. Other people that have come to visit the technology can't get within 100 feet because the energy is so powerful. And you have to absorb it. It's part of you, and you can absorb it. And so, anyway, what's also happening as a result? Well, he's got a cactus there that's like a big saguaro cactus. It blooms once a year. It's bloomed 4 times in the last 60 days. His farm, the stuff that he produces, is growing literally 10 times faster than normal. But the hummingbirds are flocking around for no reason. He's got 3, maybe 4 flocks of 80 to 100 hummingbirds, and around 1,000 quail that have just showed up, and the bobcats and the coyotes, and everybody shows up. They do nothing. It's kind of like, hey guys, have you heard about the new zoo? We can go watch a human, and all, and all of nature is watching Bubba and doing these farming and stuff like that. It's continuous. And but the really big thing about what's going on with his bubble, which is very powerful and has vision distortions, and it would take anybody a while to get to this point, because you got to have a lot of orgone around you, and then you set this up. The more power you can put to your orgone piece, you're almost assured of getting vision distortions, and then you're in 2D, and that your intentions will start happening immediately. It is immediate. I mean, that's the thing about humans. We can manifest in the now. The people that are controlling us, the Illuminati, they have to manifest in the future. We can manifest right now, and we're doing it. This bubble allows you to do it. But the bubble is also showing us, nature is showing us there in the Mojave Desert, that euphoria produced by the bubble is the end of duality. And the end of duality meaning the end of love and fear, dark and light, all of that comes to an end. We go into euphoria. And euphoria cancels all of that. There is no doubt that this technology was designed by us, or by God, God, us collectively, for this period of time, because it doesn't make sense. We're using capacitance, which connects with the gap, with space, with God. She's lonely. How is it we get euphoria out of that? Okay, that's a design. Okay, and that it will only work if you're in euphoria. And big time, it cancels the karma. You do manifestations in the bubble, in euphoria, there's no karmic blowback. In fact, the only blowback you get is more euphoria. the more you do manifestations in the bubble, the more euphoria that comes over you all the time. It's like after a while, it's overwhelming, and then everybody runs into that. Or it gets overwhelming. You got to stop. But you don't turn the bubble on, you leave the bubble going. So the way that the end of duality is being signaled to us by nature is that there's no bad insects in the entire area. No mosquitoes, no flies, no deer flies, no weevils, no nothing. All gone. And on top of that, the rodents are coming and sacrificing themselves at the bubble from his valley and from valleys over, hundreds of them, a day. And he puts out a bag of plaster, 50-pound bag of plaster, which is poison, okay? And normally he puts it out regularly for rats and rodents, including squirrels. And he puts oatmeal with it or something that will attract them to eat that and the plaster, which will kill them. Doesn't even have to do that. He just doesn't even have to open the bag. He just puts the plaster out there on the ground. The rats break into it and eat the whole thing in one day.
Now, the important thing about this is that are there dark energy souls in those animals which are getting back home, back to their dark energy source or dark matter source?
Well, the way I look at it, Miles, is that it's the end of, and the as far as we're concerned, humans that are humane, but we're not actually humane, but we think we are. For humanity in humaneness, you have to let go of the dark, which means you let go of the dark doo-doo that you put out there, which is the purpose of these bugs and rodents, is to eat our dark doo-doo so it doesn't infect other things. That's what they do. It's the same with the Archon. Our buddies, the Archon, the little tiny bugs, you know very well about the Archon.
Well, in the event that I don't, I do, but the others don't, could you just mention what you mean by Archon and what you're talking about there?
Archon is a supernatural race of bugs that has controlled the solar system since its inception. Appear to have controlled. Yeah, they think they control it too.
What do you mean by bugs? Spiders, ants? Yeah,
they look like spiders, but they what they are is they're very, very tiny anus. Everything is an anu. And the anu of the bugs has a judgment component in it, which is why they don't grow. And so since they don't grow, their anu doesn't get very big. So they don't have the ability to store a lot of information in the DNA part of the anu. So they have very little memory. And what they, and so it's just like on Star Trek, the Borg, those minions, they could only do what they were told. And after that, they didn't do any thinking. They just did what they were told and then went back for more instructions from the evil queen. The Archon do the exact same thing. It's like, excuse me, somebody knows something? So anyway, the Archon will come on side also as a result of euphoria. And they're very useful. They're fun little bits. I got Archon Army. I know how to dance with the devil. You've seen that essay of mine, Dance with the Devil. And you do that. I've got an Archon Army, including the Queen. And they're great. They're funny. They're really funny. They provide entertainment, basically. When I'm going to sleep, when I'm waking up, I get these dreams that I know it's them. Laying on a little ditty for me. Yeah, really funny. I love them.
What do you mean by that exactly? Huh? I mean, if other people experience that, would they be able to know it was Archon or whatever?
Yeah, Archon. It's the bugs that we created to protect the rest of the multiverse from our craziness. All of our shit spreading. And they eat it. Just like the bugs and the rodents, they eat it. So when you see the things that eat our dung destroying themselves, it means that we found the way. We found the way out of this. And that way out of this is these bubbles and euphoria. And the neat thing about it is we can blanket the earth with them. They broadcast for thousands of miles, 500 miles minimum, every one of them. You think they won't link up and then come to a point where everything changes? That's what's going to happen. We're going to have euphoria here pretty quick. And this bubble technology is taking off. You might as well get on board because it ain't going to stop, and it will change absolutely everything. The biggest thing, here's a huge thing about planet Earth and this solar system skid mark, is that the carbon-oxygen antagonism that goes on all the time. Now, oxygen destroys carbon. And so that installs violence in our synaptic gaps in the brains. You got the little synaptic gaps there. There's carbon-oxygen antagonism going on there. So when it skips across the gap, it carries that antagonism and amplifies it, just like our orgone thing. Okay?
Now, this is interesting from this point of view of 5G, and 60 gigahertz is being installed at the bus stations licensed by the Ofcom, who seem to be here in the UK to kill us. And that has a direct effect on oxygen molecules, breaks them up.
Yeah, and on the
very bad.
Mitochondria and so on and so forth. Yeah, we've done a study of that. And the bubble
What's your
cancels.
study? Yeah.
What's been done already in Florida and a few other places is that the bubble person running the bubble said, okay, we want all of the 5G towers, all the cell phone towers, all the Wi-Fi in this area. It was a huge area what he did this in, and it's worked. This happened. And what he did was he said, okay, we intend for the bubble to clean up all of these radiations and convert them to healing energy. And that happened. Florida up to Ohio or further. I don't know. We're large area. And all of a sudden, people are not bothered by the cell towers anymore. Nobody's feeling bad about them. And they are bad. They're killing energy. The reflection of them is healing energy. And so we're accentuating the healing aspect of those, noxious waves, and it works. It's that the bubble is flat amazing. You got a problem, install something else over the top of it. So with these bubbles, we could completely eliminate the cell phone system, all the cell towers. You could cancel them where they won't work at all. Okay? Because the bubble is 2D, much more powerful than 3D, and you get a powerful enough bubble, around a cell phone tower, the transistors will not work. When you set up a bubble, the very first thing you do is you say to your bubble, please, bubble, protect all the electronic equipment in the entire area. And it'll do that. If you don't do that, you got your cell phone in that bubble, it will turn into a hunk of nothing. So computers, whatever it is, you have it in there too close to the bubble, it'll go to zero. Won't work. The transistors get wiped out. You move a little ways away and it's okay. And you also installed to protect the electronic equipment. You don't have to be too far away and it'll work. But you get too close and it'll wipe it out. No choice. The 2D energy of the field, cancels 3D energy, which is how the PN transfer and the transistors work. PN, positive, negative, positive, or NPN, they both ways. It'll cancel it. There will be no P's or N's. It'll be just a piece of sand. So it's really quite amazing. The bubble is the end of duality.
So where can people see all this, Mike? Where can people look up all your work for those who haven't seen previous episodes?
Oh, the academia website, and also on this bubble tech, we have a Orgone Bubble Tech Facebook page. Orgone Bubble Tech Facebook. Go on there and just read the whole thing. Blow you away.
Well, that's fascinating. Well, it's good to see you again. And how are you doing?
Good. Yeah, great. When you're in the bubble, everything's good. Yeah.
Well, I think do you want to add anything for this evening's second show?
Excuse me?
Do you want to say anything more for tonight's show?
Oh, you mean for the next show? Whatever you want to do, buddy. We're going to be focusing on this bubble for a while because and there's more stuff coming out. Video proof of these hurricanes being stopped. We need to work on tornadoes. But there's more stuff coming out, and when I get more collected up more information, I will provide it with you, and we'll get on with it.
Well, that seems like a big thrill ahead of time. Beautiful summer here in Wiltshire, and you're up in the north of England, Lancashire.
Yeah, near Liverpool.
Near Liverpool. There it is, an American near Liverpool. Bloody hell. Okay, well, thank you very much for now. Good to see you, and we'll call that a night, or call that a day, rather.
Blessings, Miles. Thank you very much, buddy.
Okay.
Thank you kindly.
Cheerio. Good night. And if you want to help Basis or help the new site that we've got, which is Stepping Stones to Awareness, you can help donate directly to thebasisproject.org. Miles at thebasisproject.org, and we are trying to set up a Steam account, and we're also trying to get Patreon to work, but we're overloaded with what we're doing, and we haven't got that done yet. And that's enough from me for tonight. We'll be doing a lot of shows tomorrow, and that's it for now.